hell?
Is that just Pearly Things in a Vice video? What is going on? Oh no.
Oh, here it goes. And man, what a face for your Discord to get frozen on. It's fixed now, but man, you was looking you saw something that just disgusted the shit.
I mean, I kind of did, but you know, we got some things to talk about today, man. Because it looks like all this George Santos stuff that was coming out about the world's biggest liar. It was like, oh yeah, hey, ladies and gentlemen, this guy he's running for office. He's the world's biggest liar. We got to watch out for him. But someone else came out once again to say, no, 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 I am the king of lies. That's right. Tate. Tate. Andrew Tate popped up again. And
oh, here it goes. It sounds like a bad Keenan and Kel plot. Keenan, they raiding the house. They saw the pizzas, man. They know where we are. Keenan, oh, here it goes. And somehow him and his brother get their place raided on something that they were already pretty much brought into court for, like way back in April. And now we're doing like part 2 Electric Boogaloo. Will they actually have some sort of punishment? Will they actually be found guilty? This is a find out next time on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z at this point. But I'm not here to talk about that. What I want to say first and foremost. Oh, we know you locked and loaded. you came prepared with the script. You're ready. What I'm saying is this right here is just another episode of You Don't Know These Content Creators. I make this video every year. Y'all thought you weren't going to get one this year, but 2022 is just like every year before it. You're getting one. It's just going to be a part of the greatest podcast that you've ever seen and or heard, the Clout.WAV podcast. But anyways, you don't know them. You never knew them. These people that are in these 16:9 dimensions, or I guess if you're on TikTok and other short form media, this 9:16 shape of dimensions, you don't know them. You don't know me. You don't know this guy over here. You don't know him from the person in the chat who just scrolled by who probably said who knows what. You don't. How do I know this? Some of y'all think that the top G, Andrew Tate, is a multi-billionaire who has infinite access to money, cars, and the luxurious life of all. Even though multiple times he's come out and he's told you he don't even own these cars. Sometimes it's a social media influencer contract that has, I don't know, a couple of chains and choke points in the commands to where if this person says no to this person before it even gets to Andrew Tate, he's not getting access to that car. He might have access to certain things, but he needs to ask someone's permission who gets permission from someone else who might actually have the keys to aforementioned car. So just because he has access to them doesn't mean and he has ownership. Much like many of your TikTokers, your YouTubers, and your celebrities. I mean, hell, it's been no secret that rappers, when they have their music videos, and you see that, oh man, my man got a nice whip. Not his whip. That's some dude in South Florida who drove the whip up there because he heard there was a video shoot. And he was like, hey man, if you want to use my car in your video, go ahead, feel free. But it's not they car. A lot of the things that you see in these boxes, they're not real. You think, just look up Pimp My Ride. Yeah, your ride got pimped all right. Yeah, they definitely treated your car and you like a hoe on national television. Something definitely got pimped out there. Trust.
The car got commandeered, by the way. Several other cars have been commandeered as well because of the mob ties.
Exactly. And, in the specific case of one top G, you have to start asking yourself, like, just baseline questions. People are following this man because they believe that he is a man of power, that he is an alpha, and he is someone that could take their lives to the next level by listening to whatever quote unquote sound advice that he may be giving. But like, if y'all are learning to be alphas, why do y'all need an alpha to tell y'all what to do? Because like most of the stuff he's telling y'all are some real basic caveman level instincts that everybody who has a job, everyone who has a place, everyone who has any sort of means of providing for themselves should have already known. Just on a basic fundamental level. And then when we get to, Is it draconian? Is it archaic? Is it just out of date? I don't know. He ain't get the software update on women, did he? No patch notes.
Software update on women. Come on, man. You know his fan base consists mostly of 12 to 18-year-olds, 18-year-old boys who are just like, well, girls have cooties, or like,
oh no,
you know, they go from, well, girls have cooties to, wait, why aren't they touching me? And so
why aren't I loved? Why don't they just throw the pussy at me? And it's like, you have done nothing to be worth choosing, my friend.
I mean, there are a plethora of moments that we could just point out right now that are just so hilarious when this man shows that clearly he doesn't have conversations with women to understand them. Where like he's on a podcast with women and like what I think like one dude. I think maybe it was like Dave Portnoy's podcast for Barstool, and he they're talking about women driving, and they gave him something about like a woman driving a plane, and like, you know, would he ride on this plane if the woman is driving the plane? And he was like, no, I would not, because women can't drive planes. And it's just like, what do you know, we don't live in like 1935, you know, women can drive cars, right? But drive planes.
This is the same dude who said, hey, my girl ain't never going on a girl's trip. If I want to go on a boys trip with the fellas, hey, yo, I'm going. And
there was speaking of girls trips, there's a picture that was going around recently of like him with what, like 5 to 10 other women, like all in a room, and like him in his robe, and it's supposed to look like I'm an alpha male, all these women love me and they're gonna be touching me and blah blah or whatever. But it actually looks like he's there for the sleepover, like, hey girls, what are you watching? And it's just so
I'm not here to speculate on what he's doing in these, we'll just call them social media hangouts, because the reason why the pictures are taken is because it's supposed to give off the idea of a certain lifestyle, of a particular way of living. It's not.
Well, that lifestyle looked fun to me, man. If I was in that room, I'd also be, having fun like Andrew Tate seemed to be doing. Not in the way that he wanted it to look like, but in the way that it seemed like it was actually happening, where he was just hanging out with them. Like, tinfoil hat here. He actually does understand women and love women a lot and respect them a lot behind the scenes. But because he has to put out this whole alpha male, persona, he tries to hide it as much as possible. But sometimes you get little moments like that picture where it's actually just him hanging out with the girls like he normally does. But like, if the men see that, and they're like, what you doing over there, Tate? That's not the Bugatti. Where's the money? What are you doing? And that's it. But he's like, no, man. I'm doing this because all the women are going to have sexual relations with me. Mm-hmm. Sexual relations are important. But Tate and the smoking pizza. We have to talk about it. Because the company even gave him a shout out today. And we just get so many great moments, because not only is Tate the one who's been arrested, his brother as well, because people tend to leave out the fact that he's got a twin brother who's a part of these operations. That he's
his name is not Antu Tate.
That would be fucking godlike. Andrew and Antu. Nah, Christian Tate, which sounds like the name of like someone's TikTok channel or some shit like that, or like a Twitter personality. Like I am the Christian version of Andrew Tate. Like shit like that. But Andrew and Christian got arrested because their home got raided once again, but this time it was for ties to organized crime. So the first time they got raided, it was specifically for sex trafficking, like allegations of sex trafficking for these guys. Allegedly, the women who were in the home at the time when they did the raid said that they were not there against their will. And so, according to Tate, there were no charges filed, nothing was amiss and things like that. But that's not, that's his words. we don't have the officials on that. And I think it's probably because of this, because the Romanian police have been looking for Andrew Tate. And the reason why he got raided today is because this week he, for some reason, decided to tweet at Greta Thunberg. I can't say her last name right now, but like he decided to tweet at her a picture of him gassing up his Bugatti and, you know, saying that he has multiple cars and basically trying to make some sort of like, you know, thing of like, I contribute to global warming. What do you think about that? You know, and she's like, okay. He's like, give me your email so I may have more, so I may tell you more about my cars. And you know, she replied and said, you know, oh, it's small dick energy at, what is it, like small dick energy at gmail.com or some shit like that. And the man took it seriously in his response, but also made a response video with a box of fucking pizza, man. Jerry's Pizza, which is local to Romania. And so the police saw this in the video.
You want to know why he got caught? You want to know how he got caught? And you want to know how there's no way?
Oh, he's here.
Yeah,
he's
but you want to know how he got caught? You want to know what his biggest mistake was?
What?
You see, I know for a fact he doesn't have women in the house.
Because nobody cleaned it up?
Yeah, because nobody cleaned it up. If that, like he says, he would never clean. If he would have just taken 10% of his power, just was womanly for 2 frames of his life, and just
he's made
picked up the
YouTube
pizza
videos
box.
on this, by the way.
Yeah,
like extensive YouTube videos about how, you know, like the woman's job is to be cleaning up the place. And so I always have a woman here to be like, hey, woman, clean up my messes and whatnot, and then suck my penis, you know, like all that stuff. And you left the pizza box in front of you and you weren't eating the pizza in this video. Like, and now you're going to jail because of the pizza box? Like, bro.
Look, it's always
we
funny.
We can't make these things up.
It's always funny because, like, everybody knows the feds is watching. If you're someone who's even of remote interest, there are people who have eyes on you. Don't make it easy for them.
Yeah, if you know the police are coming after you, why would you not even check?
And this isn't speculation. This is from Andrew Tate's own admission. Oh, they looking for me. Yeah, they've been trying to catch me slipping up. And you get caught up by a pizza box?
So, like, I thought so originally when, like, you know, his comments went around of like how he moved to Romania to avoid like, you know, getting jailed for like, you know, whatever. He threw that out as if it was a joke, and we're all like, you're not joking. But it was implied that it was because of crimes in the UK or in the US. But the Romanian police are looking for you. Like, so either one, he did those crimes in the US or the UK and he fled to Romania to avoid prosecution, a la, you know, Julian Assange type of beat, you know, and he then committed more crime in Romania after saying on video that he's got the Romanian police in his pocket and that's why he's there, which I'll have more on that later, tinfoil hat. Or his crimes are in Romania and he was just trying to flex like, yo, the Romanian police are in my pocket. So like, even though I did the crimes here, they're not going to arrest me because they don't care because I'm that much of an alpha, which both scenarios looks like didn't work out for him very well. But one of the details that have been released is that there is a policewoman, a Romanian policewoman who also got raided in connection to this. So, tinfoil hat, maybe this woman was someone he was involved with, and she was his, like, you know, confidence boost. She was the reason why he thought the police aren't going to get to me because I got a woman on the inside, and he fucked that up somehow. And she's like, all right, well, fuck you. We're all going down. And they raided her too. And she maybe didn't think she was going to go down, or they just figured, you know, the police figured it out on their own as soon as they saw that box of Jerry's Pizza, and they're like, he's here. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Look, this is the same guy that sat here and said, and I quote, I find it offensive that a police officer in England stopped me and refused to take a bribe. And that's what he said. Not only did he say that, he followed that up with, and I'll tell you why. Because it's you will sit up there and go, no, this is the law and order, and pretend that means something, and then fuck me over. That is where his headspace is. If
Come on, man, he was just joking. What are you talking about? He's a very comedic guy. He's the
yo,
5D chess.
that is my favorite option select when it comes to people who are having debates online. It's a joke when they're wrong. But the moment, even if it's outlandish, even if it's the most cartoon character Saturday morning extravaganza statement you've ever heard, and they're completely serious, all of a sudden it's a joke. But they make the same level statement that's interweaved in the same breath as the joke, but it has nothing to do with anything they can indict you for. Oh no, he's dead serious. He's an eloquent speaker of the highest order. You can learn a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two. Like we are farmers. Dum 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 dum.
Here's what gets me about this. Man got banned, after he got too popular too fast during that like stint of time where he started getting popular again, but this time not for shitting on people who like Star Wars. It was for his manosphere-esque idea. No, his manosphere ideals and being on like the Fresh and Fit podcast and things like that, and like basically being one of the people that they like worship when it comes to this space. And he became more and more popular, and people were making all these TikTok channels and all these, YouTube channels with clips of things that he was saying and all this stuff. They're worshiping this man and, his ideology. They're like, I'm gonna be just like Tate, and I'm also joining Hustle University right now, and you should too, all that shit. And then, of course, people, once he became famous, people dug up all the like, shitty and dumb things that he said and done over the past however many years it's been. And they've like all exposed him for that. And then there are also people saying like his messages are literally corrupting children right now. And they're like, oh, we got to get him out. So he gets banned. He's gone. As soon as he gets banned, he literally says and admits that he went too far. He was doing too much. If he had chilled out, he never would have got banned. He still would have been in these spaces. He wouldn't have had to like stream or like make videos on Rumbler or Rumble or whatever to get people to even know that he's still out there, right? And he wouldn't have people exposing his grift. So he says all this in like a moment of what's the word? What's clarity? The word for like knowing yourself? Not clarity, but like accountability. There we go. Yeah, like a moment of accountability that he like really learned the lesson. There we go. Yeah, he like learned his lesson. He understands where he went wrong, why he went wrong, which is something that a lot of people in that space don't do, and like understood he like should not do it the same way if he even gets the opportunity to come back. And then Elon Musk unbanned him from Twitter, essentially giving him a chance to come back, but be a lot more quiet. And at first he kind of was.
But what's something funny about that?
What?
You look at all like the little tiny itty bitty like minuscule things people got banned for.
Yeah.
Such as like being a fucking parody account, to where anybody with a brain cell and the ability to actually fucking read would be able to tell it was a parody account because either it didn't have a check mark or my personal favorite.
They weren't just parody accounts. They were parodies of Elon Musk. No, you can't be a parody of me. I'm the cool guy. Come on.
But he was also smoking people for being parodies of other things. Now, granted, it wasn't a big deal until it started affecting him personally, but I digress. Parody was wrong. But people who have been caught up in scandals, hot nonsense, big time legal issues that are ongoing, or in some cases have been signed, sealed, and delivered, and not in the person who's still on the platform's favor, are still able to be active on the platform, even though their platform basically is leading to the encouragement of continuing said nonsensical and potentially illegal behavior.
Right.
But nah, it's all gravy as long as you don't put an Elon Musk account on the front street. Which, whatever. I guess he's just doing him at this point.
Elon Musk is all for free speech, my friend. That's God. Yeah.
Don't worry. Don't worry. If Alex Jones pops back up on the on the platform, then you'll know.
That guy's committed crimes. If he pops back, then they'll just the government will probably be like, you can't have this anymore. Something like that will happen. But like, have you seen the Elon Musk like tweet where someone was mentioning pronouns and Elon Musk was talking about he doesn't like when people talk about their preferred pronoun and blah blah or whatever, and then someone said something about, oh well, as a cis man, I believe it's just all about respect. He's like you should understand that being a cis man, and he's like, well, I'm not a cis man, you are. I'm not cis, you are. Like, essentially just, showing that he has the mental capacity of a 12-year-old when it comes to these situations. And I don't know, I guess being a 12-year-old was like popular this week or something. Like maybe it's an end of the year like disease or something that's going around. But
that's something that has been a big time. Let's be honest, it's been a big time green flag, green light for clout forever. Like you go look back at like people who got big booming YouTube channels, Twitch channels, or whatever social media. At some point, they did something that would catch a 12-year-old's eye.
Yeah,
and a lot of times they've been pushing the gas on that for quite some time. Look, all I'm saying is people who are given the most, I guess, knowledge out there that's actually applicable to life, they're not always guaranteed to get the clicks. But you rant, you scream, you throw your glasses every time something pops up on the screen, even if it's just a furry dog, you practically break your Vertigear esports chair because you're like, oh my God, headset goes flying. I mean, come on, you gonna tell me that I show speed? Come on now.
I knew you were about to say something about that. Come on, man. He's been humbled. He got swatted recently. Come on, man. Let's leave the big dog alone.
Big dog. Look, after that video, he was on all fours barking. Come on, bro. You right.
Well,
arf and whatnot.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. He unfortunately is not doing what he should be doing at this point, which is trying to change his content like slowly, so that he is not a guy who just just overreacts to everything.
Yes.
So that his fan base is just people who just want to
PewDiePie and KSI route.
Exactly. There are people who already did it. They showed you how to transition into continuing to be millionaire, billionaire, whatever, while making different content, and people just kind of forget about all your old shit. Shout outs to Ethan Klein, from H3, because he was literally popular for being a shithead, and now his content is less of a shithead, being an adult shithead, I guess you could say. Being a lot more mature about certain things, but also throwing in a little bit of shitheadery, for the fans, for the old school ones, for the day ones, etc. But yeah, back to Tate. That man. Okay, so he pokes at Greta Thunberg, and it revealed a really weird thing that people know about, but we don't talk about as much. Because whenever you talk about it, you're some weird liberal who just sees the evil in everything or whatever. He's poking at this girl who I believe she's 18, 17. She's very young. And people see this man for some reason, just picking a fight with her for no reason, and her literally retorting back and probably the best way possible, I guess, by insulting him. And all of them are just oh, she just needs the D, but she's not ready for the Andrew Tate D, blah, blah. And then sexualizing this young girl who is known for showing up at a conference about the state of our world, the physical state of our world and the weather and things like that, our environment, and saying we need to do better, and people getting mad at her saying you adults, you have the power, so you need to do better because I'm the child. This is going to be my world that I have to live in, and it might not exist because of the way that you're treating the environment and whatnot, and how you think this is all a game. She said something as mature as that, and then they're all just sexualizing her, right? And all these people are making it seem he should just give her the D because he's an alpha male, and it's just get some help.
Well, you got to understand, outside of carnal desires and the fact that they can see that they potentially emulate the lifestyle of one top G, they got nothing going on.
Exactly.
Not in life or up here. Like this part of the brain, or any part of the brain rather, hasn't throbbed, pulsated, or even so much as had a little bit of a twitch of stimuli going through it. Like there's nothing.
Exactly.
It's one notch above brain dead up there.
As if whatever divine force you believe in was like, I gotta work fast. Like a day later, the Romanian police are like, we saw the pizza in the video. Don't worry, we're taking him to jail. He deserves to be in jail. Actually, he's committed crimes. And,
although I did see
for the crimes.
I did see something interesting about that tweet, the series of tweets you're talking about, where they were like, oh yeah, she just needs to get TATE D and all that stuff. But like, there were people who were coming in there who made it seem like Andrew Tate was threatening to like rape the girl, and I was like, look, y'all, see, this is what I'm talking about. Let's say Andrew Tate did 39 things wrong, right? Now you gonna try to add this 40th thing that isn't what's there. You know he's immediately gonna be like, oh no, they make up so many things, like this one. And then he's gonna only try to stick to the ones that he didn't actually do.
I mean, the man has other.
He has. Trust me, I know he has plenty of pressing matters. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if you got somebody practically dead to rights, don't screw the pooch on dumb shit.
It was more people taking the implication and like taking it to like the nth degree, where they should have taken it to the mid degree, which is what it was, which is him still implying like
y'all are weird.
Yeah,
y'all are weird social degenerates who honestly should have just taken the L and move on, but you can't do that. And
also, he does have a pattern of going after young women. So,
hey,
and you know, he's one of the dudes.
Are you trying to say he's got an MO?
He's one of the dudes who have the MO of spreading the advice that men, alpha men, older alpha men should go after younger women because they can literally groom them to be the women, the submissive women that they truly deserve and need to be a successful, high value men in this society. And I'm like, huh? You said what? It's like train them while they're young. Why would you even, officer, take him away right now? And again, whatever divine force you believe in.
Subtle fraudulence. We were looking at your goddamn modus operandi here. Seems that you have a thing for young girls who could pass for prepubescent. Now, I'm not here to say, Mr. Tate, top G, you're gonna be bottom G by the end of the week. But
whoa.
Hate to be the one to say it, but looking at here, there's only two places you can get that pizza, and one of those places you ain't supposed to be.
Yeah, one of them is at your home in Romania that we checked, and like, you know, you weren't there but the last time, but we know this time, so we're coming over, buddy. And that was GG's for him and his brother, who both live in the villa that you know he was at. And if I remember correctly, no, this is the Romanian one. Never mind. The one that he went to after he got banned was in the UK. So I don't know why he. Whatever. Look, if the cops are after you, you don't want to slip up. So if you think that you start a fight with this young girl who hasn't said jack shit about you, you think starting that fight with her will get you some recognition? It sure did. And now you're going to jail. So the lesson here is,
what do you think? Do you think he stays? Or do you think he gets out?
In jail?
Yep. No, I'm talking about, do you think he gets out, or you think he's gonna do hard time?
Oh, I think he gets out, but I think like there's going to be a trial where he's going to get a hard time.
So you think this is going to ultimately culminate in some hard time? You think?
Yeah.
You think he will not be pushing P by the end of 2023?
You're fucking up the bag for the mob? No, you're a fall guy now, or else. Like it's one or the other. If he gets away scot clean, then we all know what's going on. Like the jig is up, you know. But. Yeah, I'd be surprised if he doesn't get any jail time for this big of like, you know, an allegation, and his car is being repossessed as like their evidence in this alleged connection. Like, nah, man, they have enough, obviously. Like, Because the story of the first raid was that one American woman flew out to see him. That he flew out this American woman who allegedly had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend found out, and so she lied to the police that she was kidnapped. But this one American woman, a white woman, maybe, a white woman at that, but still, one American woman went to was it Romania to see you, and she suddenly called the cops, and they were able to get SEAL Team 6 to bust into your home. That's not really adding up here. It's not really adding up. It was more in line with the allegations of like he has multiple women who he has live at his home, and he does sex trafficking, and he admitted this with his brother in like different terms by saying, "Oh, we have women that we do." He does the romance thing where like in all the SVU episodes and whatnot, where you get the dude who like meets the country girl who shows up to the city, and she's like, "Oh my god, I don't know what's around here," and then he's like, "Oh, I'll show you around town," and then he becomes the boyfriend for a little bit, and then he invites a friend over, and he's like, "Yo, I think my friend is gonna be. You like that, right? Because I gave you everything." She's like, okay, and then all of a sudden she's being pimped out, et cetera, right? He basically described that same plot by saying that he romances these women, they become his girlfriends, and then he invites them to live with him, and then convinces them to make an OnlyFans account, and then takes all of the profits of the OnlyFans account.
Because you get to live here for free. So I need to get something off the top.
It's like, well, you live here, with me, and you're my woman. Therefore, it's my money, not yours. And it's like
the day and age of the virtual pimp.
It's like, sir, that's pimping. And pimping's not legal. So yeah. So far
it's only illegal when you get caught.
So far, him and his brother are not being like charged with sex trafficking. I believe it's only the mob related crimes, like what is it, like RICO charges or like conspiracy charges. But we'll see more. I mean, unfortunately we don't have too many details because he was arrested in Romania. It's the Romanian police are involved, so they haven't really released enough details for people to like understand exactly what he's getting charged with, what him and his brother are getting charged with, and what's going on. But it like really just seems like once they're taking the cars away, it really seems like the jig is up. Like you're like they have something on you. They have enough, because why would they take your cars from you? Why would they repossess your cars? Your cars that you allegedly bought, but definitely didn't buy. Maybe one or two of those are his, but like all of them, nah. Also, I'd never understand, if I'm rich, why do I need that many? Why do I need like multiple, vehicles? Like 2, cool. But once you get to like, oh, I got like 10 Bugattis, it's like, what are you doing with those? They're just sitting there, bro. They're just sitting there.
It's like you don't even drive them.
I'm gonna drive Bugatti C today. And it's like, as soon as they see you out on the streets.
But people who collect cars often don't drive 1% of the shit they got.
Yeah, it's usually just to be like, hey, I got it. Some of them, like the ones who like buy them to like fix them up, that makes sense to me. But like if you're buying it for it to like collect dust, makes no sense.
Man, you seen John Cena's car collection? For what? Where he going? You can't even see him. Like, I don't think y'all understand. His car collection is literally insane.
Oh my god.
It's comically insane.
But is it larger or smaller than Joe Rogan's car collection?
I don't know anything about Joe Rogan's car, so I'm not here to play the comparison.
He's like a big car guy. I know, like he did on like what is it? The last episode he did with Bill Burr. Like they were like really talking about like their car hobbies, you know, and like the cars that they have, the different cars they have, the people that they know who like, you know, sell and like help them with like fixing up stuff and shit like that. They're getting like really like in depth with that, and it was interesting. But like they both have like huge. I think like Joe Rogan has like a really huge collection of cars, and Bill Burr is like building up to that sort of. But it's mostly of like I like fixing them up sort of thing, not I just have them just to be like, I've got 10 Bugattis. And just why has Andrew Tate, if you're as rich as you say, why would you feel the need to blow your cover by trying to be like popular again after recognizing that this
because
is
he's
what
top G. He don't back down from nothing. My
Okay,
man
but-
saw somebody coming after his insecurities, and he said, "No, we strike it, dog."
like he was doing a press tour and whatnot, mind you. After he first got banned, he admitted that like he's like, that was too much, I gotta chill. And then as soon as he gets unbanned from Twitter, he's like, chill no more, I'm out here. It's just like, all right, cool. And like he was still kind of like not like the general populace was not like paying attention to this dude, and then he decided to pick a fight with a girl that people have not spoken about in a couple of years now. Besides, I think like, you know, seeing posts that are like, oh, she's 18, which there's something always very, very weird about shit like that, you know? When there's like a big announcement of like, hey, you know, Greta Thunberg and Millie Bobby Brown are 18 now, guys. And it's just like, why do we as a society think that that's cool? Like, I don't think they want you like talking about all that, because, you know, who's bringing that up, and it's not like a sexual conversation. Besides, like, people who are close to them know them, and they're like, hey, happy birthday, you know, that sort of thing.
So I just don't think people think that deep about it.
About what? About the like saying they're 18 or whatever? Like announcing that you know, this child star has now become an adult in the eyes of the law?
You think these people pay attention?
Which people?
The Tate fans.
Yes.
Nah.
Like with the comments that they made about okay, maybe in the sense of like they don't care, they're like it doesn't matter that she's 18, it just means now that I can be public with the way that I'm trying to like get in those DMs or whatever. But like
it's like them weird dudes who were talking about they were camping out for Bad Bobby when she
bro,
that was
like
crazy.
The millions that she made the day she turned 18 and made an OnlyFans account. Like we as a society have to look at something like that and be like, there's something wrong with y'all.
Like y'all was like waiting in queue en masse.
To
That's
this
what was
day,
going
she doesn't have a single like actual like nude on her OnlyFans account, but she makes millions off of that. She makes more than people who actually have nudes on their OnlyFans accounts. Like insane, all because she turned 18. And her initial fame was because she was like, you know, attempting to be like ratchet on fucking Dr. Phil and being like, I'm a hood rat, you know, or whatever. And then she parlayed that into music that's bad. And people were like, well, that's the girl that was on, you know, Dr. Phil, who's trying to like fight that lady in the audience, because they're like, little girl, you're just like one of these girls on Maury. That's all that is. And we don't want to see you ruin your butt. And it's just like, how did we get here, man? How did this happen?
I don't know. I see the tweet that you put on my feed in which the dude was like, I can't believe that millennials and Gen Z have such porn-fuddled aesthetics. Anybody who has ever said the phrase porn-fuddled aesthetics has never fucked. Not once. Has never even come in the vicinity of fuck. They have, the only thing that they've ever fucked was themselves and their chances of being successful. Because there's no way. No one talks like that. No human being worth their own salt talks like that.
This is a person who responded to a woman posting just pictures of herself saying that she hasn't done a certain like, you know, thing since she was 15 looks wise. That's it. It had nothing to do. It wasn't sexual at all. It had nothing to do with anything sexual. She
all right,
just said,
now that I literally
she hasn't changed her hair.
I've now opened up the page. I see the whole tweet. She said, just realized this is the first year since I was 15 where I haven't changed my hair. And it's like 4 selfies.
Yep. That's
and
it.
One of them you can argue at best is suggested. I don't see it, but at best you could argue because cleavage exists.
You could say
guess
that, like, you know, it made some people horny, but like, still, you don't look at that and be like, this is pornography. How dare you, children, spread this pornography on my timeline? It's like, yo, shut up.
But to reply to that and go, Gen Z has such porn-fuddled aesthetics. They aren't even cloaking it in angst anymore. Like, what's going on here? Hello?
It's like, you outed yourself, man.
I can tell you just don't go outside. It's okay. Okay, just stay inside and shut up. Like, we don't need to see your opinion. Because unfortunately, when you're on the internet, I don't know if many of you know this, you all have the option that not enough of you take. The option is called shutting the fuck up, not talking, keeping your thoughts to yourself. And the reason why I say that is because I don't know if you guys know this. When you're on sites like Twitter and YouTube and Twitch, you know, these are public forums. Anybody can hop in and tap into whatever signal you're trying to push out there. And if you're going to put it out there that you feel a certain way about anything, that means you're willing to stand 10 toes down on this publicly in front of a live, non-studio, but worldwide audience.
Mm-hmm.
At the risk of some people saying, yeah, we agree with you. Or the opposite. Oh, this dude thought he was about to agree. And then they start cooking you. And trust me when I tell you, more often than not, you're going to look back on a lot of these tweets. You're going to look back on a lot of things that you've posted online. And you're going to realize, ooh, yikes. Probably shouldn't have posted that one. Wish I could have that one back. But, you know, we'll find out as time goes on. But man.
What is the phrase? Like, there was like somebody that like says the phrase of like, if you're thinking of like posting something horny, you should fap it off first and then go back to it, like read it again and really think, does this sound good? Like, do I actually want to post this? And
hey, but some people have built their whole brand off of it though.
Off of what, being horny?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, but like those people have like cognizance in their horny. You know, there's like, they would fap and then they would come back and be like, yeah, I think, you know, this is a banger because it's not like making me look dumb or anything. It's just going to make other people horny, or like they're going to join in and talk about their horny shit instead of like.
Look, all I know is I was watching. What do you call that guy? Pangea Panga, Mario Maker YouTuber. Funny guy. And then I see him related. There's a reaction channel called Internet City. Haven't watched him, but all I saw was a picture of Raven from Teen Titans and Gwen, like, you know, the Ben 10 sister, Gwen, but like in their younger days, like fondling each other in the thumbnail. I'm not touching that with a 20-foot pole, but like, that's what we putting out there, and it's on YouTube, and it's in the thumbnail.
Yeah. Hey, look. You want to know what his thought process was? They're going to click it. They're going to click it.
I didn't, but I'm sure like, if y'all have seen that video, lock them up. Lock them all up.
That video probably has nothing to do with anything in that thumbnail. That's the wild thing about it.
I know.
9 times out of 10 when they do that, it's like good evening. Let's talk about the universe.
Got him. It's like, so you've shown up for underage titty meat. Well, first of all, you should go ahead and turn yourself into jail right now, and the proper authorities will deal with you. However, if you clicked on this video because you're subscribed to our channel, then please consider the following. And then they give you some deep, insightful breakdown of how engines work.
What's the one that was going around that was viral for a while, where it was like some dude was like, "Oh my god, I really wish it would clap my cheeks," and he's like, "Bah!" You know, whatever. Like, and people were just like, "What's wrong with y'all? Like, this is not worth whatever like views or YouTube money you think you're gonna get off of this." Because it's 9 times out of 10, it's something stupid. Like, what is it? I think like J Station had like a video where he's like,
Wait,
"Oh no, I went on the deep web."
the spooky 3 a.m. I bought like mysterious items off the dark web, and it was just like, so you smeared like ketchup and hot sauce on a microwave. He said, "Did they microwave a baby inside?"
Yeah, that sort of thing. And like he had one where it's just like, "Yeah, we get sussy with Among Us" or whatever, and it was about like clapping the an Among Us character's cheeks or some shit like that. And I'm like,
and
this is not worth anything.
Like, it's not. And a lot of these channels that like used to do that stuff, like they weren't shit posting. They were really trying to be somewhat, it's mysterious from the dark web, and it's like, bro, we know it's fake. There's no such thing as dark Amazon.
No. But see, the thing is, you and I know it's fake because we're on the internet. To unfortunately, those unsuspecting people out there who don't, spend a lot of time in these internet spaces, they'll look at that and be like, "Oh my god, is that really how the dark web is? Oh no, I got to keep my children away from that." And it's just like,
you know what? As much as I want to disagree with you, I have to acknowledge that you might be right, because the show NCIS exists, and the way they treat the dark web on that show.
Bro, I will never forget the one where they had it was like a computer guy that they were trying to like catch or whatever, and then they had 2 people on the keyboard. Like, now we can definitely maximize our efforts to get him in 2 minutes. It was just like, huh?
Because y'all both trying to break through the firewall on the same computer. It's like, no, your keystrokes are gonna be cutting yourselves off. Like, you not.
Or there was like some kind of like there was some kind of serial killer who like hid his whole like master plan behind like level 6 of like Prince of Persia, the 2 thrones or whatever it was, that last one that came out. It was just like, that's not even how that video game works. And they had footage of the game. Like, it was literally like they showed footage of the game, and then all of a sudden it shows like, like a computer terminal or whatever, and it's like, we got all the files, now we know exactly where he is. And I'm like, huh?
It's like, why would you put it there?
You paid Ubisoft money for this?
No, because I'm thinking to myself like, but you made it seem like you would forget your own plan, because who was this for? Were you just handing out copies of Prince of Persia to the homies just in case they had to figure out what your manifesto? Like, could you imagine someone just starts uploading that and starts sending that out as like a version of the game, and people are playing it, and someone's like, "Wow, I found an Easter egg."
Yep, that's exactly that. That's a YouTube video right there. Someone will do that. Some like hack YouTuber will do that, and then they get like 200K views on that.
Because it's a creepypasta. Creepypastas are back.
Oh god. Oh my god.
And that's when he started bleeding hyper realistic blood.
So how do you feel about this Tate thing being added to the list of people who got replatformed and then immediately destroyed because all we had to do was just watch them and they would
I've said it on this very podcast multiple times. People will show you who they are if you give them enough time.
Yeah.
And when I say enough time, it's not like we're waiting for 15, 20 years. Most people will show you who they are by year 3. And guess what? Especially on this internet, it's on a hyper accelerated, timeline, because let's be honest, when it's people who you see on TV or people you know in real life, you don't see them every day. A lot of these YouTubers, they make tweets every day, they stream every day. You see them too much. There's not enough time for them to get acquainted with the truth, because they're too conjoined at the hip with the lie. And eventually, all those lies, sometimes they don't even agree with each other. Like, they will tell a lie today that directly contradicts a lie they told 4 weeks ago. And if you literally just pay attention and you were like, that can't be true, because you said you were in the Bahamas that weekend. You were literally streaming from the Bahamas. Like, we saw you with palm trees. So how could you have been in this other place? And then you find out, wait a minute, you went to Florida. You were never in the Bahamas.
Hey,
So
remember the Bow Wow tweet where he's like, I'm on a plane, and he said he was on an island or some shit. And they're like, hey, first off, that's not even a private plane, that's commercial. That was it.
yeah, he said I'm about to head home on the private jet, and everyone was like, "Bro, you on my flight?" I don't even think it was his picture.
Yeah,
That was a wild moment. Also, here's the other thing. Out there in California, and I believe there's a place in Atlanta as well. But did you know that you can rent out fake planes? Like, it's not an actual plane. Like, it's literally in a warehouse, and it's the back of a luxury plane with green screens. You can rent those out for several $100s an hour in order to film your content, your fake flex videos, your lifestyle tutorial videos, film a short blog about how, yeah, man, we doing it big out here, blah, blah, blah.
And you know who's winning in that whole scenario right there? The person who owns that building and is renting it out to these mostly kids who are like paying them hundreds of dollars to lie, to just lie.
Facts.
So yeah, but like, okay, the whole deplatforming argument, like it's complex, it's nuanced and whatnot. When it came to like TATE, I understood why he got banned when he did. That made sense. But like in my brain, it was like, get banned for X amount of time and then unban him so that when he gets unbanned, he does something, like he snitches on himself, or like he does, like you'll see exactly who he is and people will stop like caring about him. Or by the time he gets unbanned, people will have already stopped caring about him and he won't be able to like come back, which the second part is kind of what happened. Like he wasn't really able to like get that fame that he had before. And he was trying to do it again, and now he's going to jail. So,
Bro,
I mean, he got arrested.
Bro, this is huge. I went to fdphotostudio.com and they were like, hey man, for 12 hours, $34.99 an hour, $419, you can rent out our fake plane. And it comes with a sound system, a black leather sofa. I guess if you want to do casting couch, you go on Airborne.
Casting, all right. See, I don't need all that.
Private stage, wireless triggers, paper backdrops, 2 makeup stations, 3 flash units, strobe lights. There are no insurance, no permits, so you don't need anything, specific like that. And it's got a mini fridge and free Wi-Fi, which is a damn lie. You charge me $34.99 an hour. I better have some fucking Wi-Fi. What the fuck do you mean? What is that even? But they do have a New York studio and a Chicago studio in which, you can take, pictures in front of a flower wall. Get yourself some nice royalty-free stock photos.
What?
Oh, no, like it's literally 6 rooms. One is designed to look like the interior of a private jet. One's like a Japanese living space with a mini cherry blossom tree and the traditional, like, I forget what the doors that, that slide open that are in the Tekken stage for geese.
Yeah.
Doors I'm talking about. And then there's one that's got the bathtub with the big wide pane window. Like it's an empty room with a bathtub in it, but a wide pane window behind it. So you can take your OnlyFans pics, I guess. Then there's one that's just like in a cottage room. And that's just a Chicago location. In New York, they got different things. And the prices are all like $39, $59.99, but they do it.
As you talk about that, it really like dawns on me that this TATE thing wraps up a great year to understand that you should not be the person who buys that kind of service to project a certain lifestyle to people, because it's going to catch up to you in the worst way. I mean, what? Tory Lanez? Nah, I'm innocent, guys. Yo, they're after me because Rock Nation doesn't like me, and I sold my album as NFTs, and like everybody's eating good, and they're all after me. It's a conspiracy. And what's going on now? Nah, she lying. And what's going on now? He got a guilty charge. He's going to jail.
Hey, you want to know? You want to know how he could have easily avoided all this?
By
Do you
telling the
know?
truth, I don't, by not shooting.
No, man. All you do is throw up the ruck. All you do is throw it up, man. Jay-Z would have saved you.
Jay-Z was not going to put himself on the line for that, man. All right.
That's like the bat signal, bro. Anytime you throw it up, bro, he coming, bro. Let me stop.
What is it?
I don't want to get taken down for Jay-Z slander, bro.
You got all the Ye fans who are out here like, no, he's doing it to expose the right for being racist and awful and whatnot. Come on, man. And like, where is he now? He lost billions, literal billions.
He lost everything.
What is that? I think Adidas came out recently and said something about like they have like $100 million worth of like Yeezys that they don't know what to do with because they can't sell it. They can't sell them anymore because, you know, they don't, they're basically like legally not allowed to sell them. And so Adidas is probably going to sell it on, you know, on the low somewhere else, you know, like send it to like your local flea market or some shit like that. But yeah, they have like millions and millions of dollars worth of like product that they can't sell because this dude was, I don't know, man. It's so, you can't explain it. He just decided, oh, I'm going to say all of the like crazy things so that people will see me as like a rebel in society. I'm changing the mold. I'm like, you know, I'm out here.
I'm revolutionizing the game.
Yeah, like I'm against society. I'm changing society and whatnot. And it's like he didn't change anything. Why? Because he went overboard. Like saying things just to say them, or like spreading conspiracy theories just because they're different from what you normally hear. It's not going to get you anywhere.
Sometimes people believe that it's easier to just be the contrarian because if you're the contrarian, people will always be like, "Oh, nah, man, he's all every issue they got something to say." So they're always on top of that. Then you obviously get those people that are easily baited by that. They're like, "Oh yeah, my boy, yeah, he always tapped in. He always knows what's up. He the inside guy."
Oh, all right. Well,
and it's like how you on the inside, but he can't even get in now. If you're the inside guy, you can't get locked out. But he's staring out the window. He's staring from outside in now.
You know how like bad I felt, like how weird I felt seeing so many people be like, "Who is this Nick Fuentes kid?" And then having to explain, well, first having to explain the alt-right movement, and then explaining that this kid thinks that it's gay to have sex with women. So yeah, it's like that's where he's at now. He's with that guy.
Hey, look, at that point, it's just lost cause everywhere.
Yeah, and now you have every single person who got like put up on this high pedestal in the last like 5 to 6 months is like they're gonna revolutionize society. They're gonna take me, lonely guy who's at home, who's trying to make up his money or whatever, or who has money and just gets taken advantage of or whatever. Like they're really going to show society that like all this other stuff that they're trying to push, all this feminism and whatnot, it's got to change because it's ruining society. And like all those guys got exposed as either frauds or they were up to illegal activities to get all that money and all that, you know, all those cars and, you know, all the women and all that shit that you see, you know, that they paid a lot of those women to be there and like look pretty, you know, for them and whatnot, so that dudes like that would see them and be like, "Oh, I could be like him."
Fucks getting jumped like Ethan Ralph.
What the fuck?
Hey, look, that's the only man I know that got jumped in foreign countries twice. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yo,
fumbled.
What an end to the year. All right. What an end to the year to see that, like, all these people were like, he's going to get his, or like, I hope he gets his. And now he's getting it. Andrew Tate arrested. Andrew and Christian arrested. Someone who like Christian apparently hired to get him like a custom suit tweeted that Christian is not going to be able to show up for his fitting for this suit. It's just like, yeah, we're having a field day right now, man.
Hey man, sometimes it's better to take the piss than get pissed on, and unfortunately,
What the hell? Yeah.
Andrew Tate's gonna find out what R. Kelly already knows.
Okay. Speaking of that. Oh shit. Oh no. I saw recently that Bill Cosby is planning to go on tour.
Interesting.
Of all the things you could do, like, look, he beat the odds.
Is this gonna be a if I would have done it part 2?
Bro, that's exactly. It's gonna be worse, obviously, because he beat the odds. We all know he's guilty. He was not found not guilty. A technicality from one person got him out of jail. He beat the odds. He was supposed to be there forever. He beat the odds. He got out. He got to go home and just enjoy whatever money he has left and be like, stay away from society so that people will forget. People won't forget, but so that, people will not like talk about him all the fucking time and like set his house on fire or some shit like that. And after like a year, 2 years? It's been a while. After like however long it's been since he got that miracle for his life, he's like, now I'm gonna go on tour and I'm gonna do comedy and like publicly talk to people about that. It's like, you should not be in public at all, man. Like, I mean, look at all the people who tried to jump on stage to go after Dave Chappelle. Like, what do you think is gonna happen to you, man?
And that's swole Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, exactly. Dave Chappelle's buff. He can fight somebody, but like Bill Cosby can't fight anybody right now.
Hey man, he got top flight security over there, bro. Top flight.
I know all of us are just going to be kind of like, I want someone to film the first show so we could just see, what is he even going to talk about? Like, what are his jokes going to be? Because the moment you hear him being like, yeah, these woke SJWs trying to cancel me, or some shit like that, oh, these kids these days so sensitive, after all the shit that like the moment he says anything close to that, one person, it's gonna take at least one person in the audience to just like lose their fucking minds, because he'll be like, but you're guilty, and that's it. The career's over.
He just opens up the show. Everybody brought their own Quaaludes tonight, right?
And he makes a new star, because whoever like rushes the stage, that person is going to be infamous.
Look, I am not advocating people rush the stage. All right,
I'm not either, but it's going to happen. Like we're stupid if we're not going to say it's going to happen. I mean, look at the Game Awards, man. That kid just literally just walked up with the whole team from Software to just be on stage. Security didn't look at this child who walked up with them and then thought, he don't belong. Wait, hold on. Who are you? Are you a part of the team? You're not on the list. Nobody did that. And then they had to like escort him off the stage after the fact, which is like, it's pretty easy for people to just be like, I'm gonna just hop on the stage. You could do it quietly or you could do it loudly, but like, it's gonna happen.
We'll see. Hopefully, Bill Cosby travels with Busta Rhymes' security team.
Bro,
stomp him out and get his arm backwards, bro.
Like, man. I just why? Like, he doesn't need money, does he? Like,
hey, I don't know. I don't know how far them lawyers took him for a ride.
I mean, he's got to be making.
He was supposed to be good for life. Everybody who was on the Cosby Show was supposed to be good for life. Right. But once that trial started, they stopped airing the Huxtable Show. They stopped airing Cosby. They stopped airing Fat Albert and stuff that was basically national syndication. You could count on it every year. He's lost the time. I mean, hell, didn't they say that some of the people who used to work on the Cosby Show, they now got to like take second jobs at like Waffle House? Like they got to get after it now. Like, that's tough.
I mean, yeah, it is tough for them. But like, doesn't he own like businesses and whatnot that he was just making like passive income off of anyways? Well, I mean, yeah, he doesn't really have royalties anymore. Yeah. Is he broke? That's the thing.
That I couldn't tell you.
Bro, why is one of the top searches is Bill Cosby still alive? God,
I mean, he was relatively under the radar.
His net worth is $400 million after he got out of prison.
I think he's straight.
That's yeah, but yeah, like I don't know how it's 400 million, but like, oh, he has real estate. Okay, real estate and artwork. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking about with businesses. Like, he has some kind of passive income that's going to keep making him money. And so he invested in real estate and I guess art, which,
hey man,
yeah,
he's. Oh, he probably got prison stories. That's what his special gonna be about.
Oh no. Oh no.
And he gonna teach somehow he be like, and trust me, they didn't want old Bill sucking on nobody's pudding pop. They ain't gonna make that stupid ass face.
Please don't tell me he did. Please don't tell me that old man will make any joke like that.
Well, you gotta remember, well, for the most part, he never swore in his comedy. And it was relatively G-rated.
Right.
But I don't know, man. Maybe a couple of months of hard time. Maybe that toughened him up.
Bob Saget to Bob Saget.
Yeah, that's rough.
Like, when you're rich, you have layers of people. Easy? Yeah, you have layers of people who, when you have this thought of like, I think I'm going to start doing stand-up comedy. I think I'm going to announce a tour of the US. You have layers of people who at some point, like, someone in there is going to be like, I don't know, Bill, that don't sound like a good idea.
Well, no, you gotta remember, some of these people who are like agents, you know, they just want to check too. And they know he good for it, so.
What do you think is going to happen to those people after the first show? You think that's going to be his agents?
Check cleared. Check cleared, brother. That's all they cared about. We'll worry about the next one when it's time to worry about the next one.
Now I'm in the wind. I hate this, man.
Anyways, I think that's going to do it for this week. Oh, man. Shout out to Bill Cosby, I guess. Young Pillium. Young Pillium Quaalude over here. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the new year. 2023 is coming up soon. My New Year's resolution is to use social media to actually grow, not just to post like random shit and use it as a glorified. If I don't answer my text messages, DM me. That's essentially all I really use Twitter for. Every now and then, you know, toss out a feeler tweet. But in 2023, I plan on being a little bit more annoying, a little bit more put the feelers out there. So, you got any New Year's resolutions, man?
No. My only resolution is to seek happiness. That's all. You know,
hey,
seek happiness.
You got my full endorsement.
Yeah.
If you need something, let me know. I'm definitely down to help people in happiness quest finding. But y'all take care. Y'all be safe. And we'll see you guys next time. And as always,
the internet was a mistake.
His reaction time's getting better, y'all. It's getting better.